to talk a little bit about the change process. Much of the work that we try to do, whether it's in counseling or through the Academy, Vivian's Academy, is looking at making change, making growth. And so sometimes it's helpful for us to be able to get a picture of what's taking place when we're doing different things in life. And I think that's also included when we're talking about change. One of the most popular ways of understanding change is a model that was proposed by Prochaska and DiClemente. And in their 6-stage model, they identify really kind of 5 of those stages are within change, and then there's 2, one on either end of the change process. The first of those stages is pre-contemplation. And so as the name says, in pre-contemplation, the individual is not actually thinking about change yet, is not aware of maybe the possibility or the need or the benefit, but others might. And so in a situation like that, we can do motivational interviewing as therapists, or friends and family can encourage the individual to start to think about the possibility of there being something that could be gained by investing some of this energy. The change process itself actually starts with, according to this model, contemplation, which is really very much a mental process. It's thinking about what would it be like if I was to change, what would be the benefits, what's involved in the change. So it's getting oneself ready. Following contemplation, then there's preparation, which is active. Maybe it's mentally active, or probably it includes mental activity, but it's also gathering together one's resources and other things that may be involved in making the change, depending on the kind of change that it is. If it's a change that has to do with weight or physical activity, then there may be some actual physical things that need to be done in terms of having proper foods, getting a membership to a gym, planning out what one is going to be doing. Then one gets to the action stage. In the action stage, obviously, we begin to do what we have first contemplated, what we prepared for. We start to get those habits taking place, because that's the goal of the change process, is to do change. Following that, we then move into maintenance. And within maintenance, we are continuing to do what it is that we need to do to get into this kind of a firmly entrenched pattern of basically having made the change. Maintenance sometimes can include relapse, or sometimes we could move relapse into the final stage. But relapse, if it happens, is not a thing that stops the process. It merely puts us back. It can put us as far back as contemplation again, where we have to think again about what we are planning to do, where we maybe have to prepare again, where we start taking more action, and again we move back into that maintenance. Once we have been in that for a while, we can actually say that we've effectively made the change, and then we can talk about termination. And termination doesn't mean that it's absolutely over. Termination means really kind of the active change process can be set aside. We're not mentally committed to making this take place anymore, because it's essentially become a habit for us. It's now a pattern that has changed in, again, whatever area of life we're talking about. And so, as I said at the beginning, knowing this model helps us conceptualize, helps us to be able to take something that is pretty complicated and be able to fit it into a piece that we can visualize. And when we can do that, we have the ability to have more control over it and more likely be successful about that.